In November 2025, we visited the National Mixed Wildlife Refuge in Caño Negro, Costa Rica, to photograph the wildlife. We began our trip by renting a car at the International Airport in San Jose and driving 3 hours to reach La Fortuna. After 3 nights, we drove an additional 2.5 hours farther north, reaching the Hotel de Campo in Caño Negro, just south of the Nicaraguan border. The waters in the refuge are due to the Rio Frio that flows north from Volcán Arenal near La Fortuna and empties into Lake Nicaragua. The Wildlife Refuge is a 24,600-acre protected area. It's considered one of the world's most significant wetland ecosystems. The refuge protects over 300 bird species, and it's a critical stop for migratory waterfowl. There are also white-faced capuchins, howler and spider monkeys, 2 types of sloths, tapirs, river otters, and ocelots. The waters teem with caimans, crocodiles, and emerald basilics. We drove 25 kilometers east into the area on a very rough graveled road. The going was slow on the questionable tires of our little rental car. The land along the road is a mixture of cattle ranches and pineapple plantations. We were in one of the few cars on the road. The primary mode of transportation seems to be motorcycles. At this pineapple plantation, all of the pickers arrived on motorcycles. Other than the road, the trip was pleasant. All the land was green and beautiful, and the countryside was very clean. We had an interesting stop at the site of a broken water pipe in the middle of the road. I got out of the car wondering if we could cross in our sort of 4-wheel drive rental. Fortunately, one of the fellows on the other side of the road walked through it to demonstrate to us that it was only about mid-calf deep. After another car drove through, we followed and made it through without incident. We finally arrived at the short paved section at the Hotel de Campo. The Hotel de Campo is a family-run business that opened in 1998, and it's on a 5-hectare farm and grows most of the food for their open-air restaurant. Our room was small and comfortable. It took the first image to start our bird photography, a slaty-tailed trogon. The hotel also had a nice pool. Unfortunately, we did not get a chance to enjoy it. We got our first glimpse of the lagoon and the refuge at about 2 in the afternoon. Several of the guests were headed out for their afternoon photo excursion. We started our photo adventure at about 6 the next morning. Our Spanish-speaking guide, Alonso, was excellent, and he knew the area and animals like the back of his hand. Inga was on the lookout for any photo ops. Another group of guests and their guides started a bit ahead of us. We started our tour of the refuge in the lagoon with rain falling off and on. Most of the day was pleasant, warm and relatively dry with cloudy and sunny spells. The rain cleared for a bit with a beautiful double rainbow over the lagoon. There are many birds around the lagoon, including this black-collared hawk and her boyfriend. There were several belted kingfishers hunting for breakfast. One part of the lagoon was covered in lily pads. Which this northern jacana took advantage of. As did this green heron. We headed out of the lagoon in a small channel toward the river. We saw many ahengas along the river. It kept raining off and on as we continued heading south. But this boat-billed heron didn't mind. We continued down the river, and then we took a side channel out to an open area. There were many great egrets. And neotropic cormorants. Snowy egrets were common also. We continued heading south on the Rio Frio. And came across this Amazon kingfisher. Ringed kingfishers were common also. This fish was a bit on the large side for this kingfisher. We also found some green ibises. Our guide found this Pacific screech owl hidden in the trees. As we continued south, we found these green basilisks. And green iguanas warming in the sun. Late in the day, we turned back into the channel that led to the lagoon next to the hotel. The sunset was spectacular. But the most amazing spectacle of the day was the bird tree. It was filled with hundreds and eventually possibly thousands of birds. These were many different species that we had seen during the day. As we listened and watched, birds kept flying in from across the refuge and landing in the tree. There is a reason no human swims in the refuge. American crocodiles are common. Birds just kept flying in and screeching and screeching. The tree was a fitting end to a great day floating in a refuge surrounded by thousands of birds. It was a place well worth visiting.